Hola a todos, todas, bienvenidos a este directo. Mi nombre es Alberto Moreno, yo soy su asesor virtual y el día de hoy hablaremos sobre la semana 4 del módulo 6, Mi mundo en otra lengua. Esta semana 4, bueno, es la última semana del módulo y en la cual debemos de entregar nuestro proyecto integrador, participar en el foro de aprendizaje y en el foro de integración. Es importante que tengamos nuestras participaciones en tiempo y forma para así obtener la calificación de nuestro foro. ¿Ok? Y bueno, vamos a comenzar con la primera parte, que es identificar la semana número 4, revisar la guía. Recuerden que es muy importante revisar la guía porque esta nos va a dar una vista general de lo que es la semana, qué es lo que tenemos que hacer, qué actividades se tienen que entregar, qué necesito para cada una de estas actividades y bueno, igualmente para el foro de integración, qué es lo que se tiene que contestar esta semana. Recuerden que para tener acceso a la semana 4 hay que contestar la evaluación del asesor, la opinión, bueno, la encuesta que evalúa el módulo y el cuestionario de contexto, ¿ok? Si no tenemos estas 13 encuestas, no podemos acceder a los contenidos del módulo. Okay, and for this and now, I'm going to speak in English. So, the first thing we have to review are the resources, and on this week, we have the first resource, which is my new apartment. Okay, and for this resource, as all the weeks we have, this is a video in which there is an explanation on what to do along this week. Okay, so I recommend you to watch this video because it is quite important. Next, on our resources, we have I am and you are, which is a review of verb to be and personal pronouns. So we can start, or we can click on the vocabulary. Here we have the vocabulary. It is important for you to review the vocabulary for this unit, and then we start this resource. And first we have the personal pronouns, which are the singular ones, or for the singular persons are I, you, he, she, and it, and the plural ones are we, you, and they. Okay, so the equivalent translation for those in Spanish are yo, tú o usted, él, ella, eso, nosotros, ustedes y ellos para los que son en plural. And you have to remember that el pronombre siempre se escribe con mayúsculas aunque no inicie la frase. El pronombre you se usa indistintamente para la segunda persona en singular y en plural. Además, no se diferencia entre un trato formal y un trato informal. Es decir, se usa para decir tú o usted. El pronombre it se usa para referirnos a una cosa o un animal sin importar su género. En español no existe un equivalente directo, aunque en ocasiones se utiliza la traducción eso, como el payaso, por eso se llama it, y en español eso, para referirnos a el pronombre personal. Y el último punto a recordar, los pronombres se utilizan para señalar el sujeto en la oración sin mencionar el nombre común o el nombre propio. Okay, so those are the usage of the personal pronouns. Next, we have the verb to be, if I'm not wrong. For sure, that's true. So the verb to be means ser o estar in Spanish, is the translation. And it is used to talk about our professions, our nationality, our state of being. Okay, I am sad. Our age, I am 30 years old. Our nationality, I am Mexican. Our city of residence, I am from, or I live, I am in Monterrey, Nuevo León. And, well, for each personal pronoun correspond a conjugation, a very specific conjugation of the verb to be. Okay, so remember, the verb to be has 3 conjugations: am, is, and are. And am, it is only used with the personal pronoun I. Are, it is used with the personal pronoun you and the personal pronouns in plural, which are we, you, and they. And the conjugation is, it is only used with the personal pronouns he, she, and it. Okay? So we cannot mix conjugations and personal pronouns. There is a rule and we must follow that rule. Because if we don't follow that rule, our English will not make sense. Okay? Continue with this. Says, we can create contractions among personal pronouns and the verb to be. And what is a contraction? Well, it is the short form of writing a personal pronoun and the verb to be. And we form this contraction with an apostrophe and the last words of the verb to be. For example, for I am, we have I'm, which is I apostrophe am, I'm. You are, your, you apostrophe re. He is turns into his, and it is formed he plus apostrophe plus s from is. She is turns into she's. It is its. We are you are your. They are their. Okay? So this is the contraction. It is often used in informal English, but in formal English, in formal English, the English of your homeworks, has to be in the long form, in the not in the contraction form. You have to say you are, I am, instead of I'm. Okay? Because I'm, your, his, she's, it is more used in informal English. Next, and as in every structure in English, here we have some examples which are good. You have to practice them. But as I was telling you, in every structure in English, we have three forms: the affirmative, the one we already saw; the negative, the one we are going to review; and the question form, which is the interrogative form, and it is the one that follows the the negative one. Okay? So, now, the negative form, which is it? Well, the negative form, it is formed with the personal pronoun plus the verb to be and the negative particle not. So, for I am not, we said I'm not, which is a contraction. You are, in negative, it is you are not. And you aren't, the contraction. He is not, he isn't. She is not, she isn't. It is not, it isn't. We are not, we aren't. You are not, you aren't. They are not, they aren't. And this means yo no soy, tú no eres, él no es, él no está, tú no tienes. Okay? So now let's continue with the interrogative form, because this is just a review. And the interrogative form, well, those are examples of the negative forms. And interrogative form, it is a form changing the order of the verb to be and the personal pronoun, as in every word, in every sentence in English that is in affirmative, we start with the personal pronoun and then the verb to be. But if we want to turn this sentence into an interrogative sentence, we have to change the order. We have to start with the verb to be and then the subject and then, well, the complement of the sentence, which is it could be a nationality, a profession, or whatever. Okay? So here we have an example. Says, the sentence says they are, and the question says are they. So I am turns into am I, you are you, he is he, and so on. Okay? So which is important here is that we have to start with the verb to be and then the personal pronoun or the subject. which is another important part in here, is the answers. This kind of questions, the ones that start with the verb to be or the auxiliary or whatever, only give us answers, yes, no answers. For example, am I a secretary? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. We cannot have more than yes and no because we are not asking for more. If we want to ask for more, we have to use the WH question, which is another history. Well, I'm sorry, another story. And well, later we'll see it. And well, at the end of this review, you will practice the affirmative form of the present of verb to be, the negative form, and the interrogative form, also the contractions, and well as the personal pronouns. So after that, you click into finish, and well, you will finish this unit. Next, we have the I am, you are, the describing myself and others resource. Okay, and this resource will tell us how to describe using the verb to be. Remember, if we want to describe, we have to use the adjectives in order to say that something, it is something. Okay, and well, the structure, it is the following: subject, verb to be, adjective, and noun. Jane is a strong, pretty woman. George is an active young man. If you remember, if we want to use more than one adjective, we have to follow the order. Okay, and for this order, remember that we have to start with the general things, and then we have to end with the very specific ones. But later we'll see the structure of this order of adjectives. Okay, and then we have adjectives to talk about general descriptions, for example, attractive, young, to talk about the body shape, short, thin, to talk about the personality, selfish, funny, and to talk about the feelings, joyful and upset. And well, we can use the verb to have in order to say that we have something belongs to us. We have something in our body, for example. And here we have some examples. My mother has long, curly brown hair. Mi mamá tiene el cabello largo, rizado y de color café. Or the students have blue uniform. Los estudiantes tienen un uniforme azul. Recuerden que el verb to have, tener, se utiliza para hablar de que tenemos algo, que algo nos pertenece, ¿ok? Y en este sentido, hablando de la descripción de nosotros o de alguien más, podemos decir que tiene el cabello de tal color, tiene los ojos azules, tiene los ojos café, tiene la nariz grande, chiquita, tiene la voz grande, tiene la boca grande, tiene el cabello largo, tiene el cuello corto, and so on. Cualquier descripción que queramos hacer con to have, recuerden, es para decir que alguien más tiene o que nosotros tenemos. Okay, so and that's it for the describing myself and others. And remember, this is important because in our my personal blog activity, in the actividad integradora, we have to describe ourselves, and the foro integrador, we have to describe another person. Okay, so take into account this. Now let's go back to the model 6. Then we have the possessive adjectives, and if you remember in here, for each personal pronoun correspond a possessive adjective. Also, we can use the verb to have to talk about the possession. Okay, and here it is. There are some examples. If we said I have a red car, using the verb to have, we can say using the the possessive adjectives. My car is red. Okay. Our dogs. If we use we, the possessive adjective, it is our. If we said John or he, the possessive adjective is his. And here we have a chart in which there is the equivalent for each personal pronoun, the possessive adjective that corresponds. Okay, for I, it is my, you, your, he, his, she, her, it is. I'm sorry, we are, we, our, you, your, they, their. Okay, I love my mom. I take care of my cat. I of my cat. You love your sister, you sing your favorite song. He loves his dad, he drives his new car. She loves her son, she plays with her dolls. Remember that the possessive adjectives always correspond to the personal pronoun we are using. Okay? And well, here we have the the adjetivos posesivos in Spanish. You can watch this and make the equivalence, make the match with the equivalence in English. Okay? And well, that's it about the possessive adjectives. You can review this by yourselves. And well, if you have a doubt, you can read it more in depth. And now we have the qualifying adjectives. And here we have the order. Remember that in Spanish we have the noun and then the adjective, like casa bonita, but in English we start with the adjective, then the noun. Beautiful house. Okay? Beautiful, warm, big house, casa bonita, cálida y grande. And here is the order. Remember, we have to start with the adjectives about opinion, then the size, then the age, then the color, and then the noun. For example, beautiful, big, brown eyes. This is an example. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Sorry. It's I had some troubles. Yeah. Okay. It's done. So now we have ugly, short, all dark hair. Ugly is the opinion, size it is short, age it is old, color dark, noun it is hair. Okay, this is quite important because there is another always when we want to describe something, we have to rely on this structure and on this order. It's quite important. If we say brown, big eyes, beautiful, it doesn't make sense. But if we said beautiful, big, brown eyes, well, my goodness, you sound like a native. Okay? So take this into account. The order is quite very important. Don't forget the order while describing. And I know that you pay a lot of attention in the order, because on the homeworks I already checked. The order is quite good, but here in this occasion, in this actividad integradora, which is the last of this model, you have to bring back the order of the adjectives while describing yourself and others. Okay. Now, let's go back to the following resource, which is likes and dislikes. And for this, remember, we can use like, dislike, love, and hate to talk about something we like or don't like. Okay? And, well, here we have some examples. I like vegetables. My mother loves driving. My brother dislikes spiders. He hates onion. Remember, this is quite important because on your homeworks, I notice it. When we talk about what we like or what other people like, if it's a noun, it's okay. I like vegetables. But if we were talking about a verb, an action, this action always has to be with the ing ending. Like in here, my mother loves driving. We cannot say my mother loves to drive. It is okay, but it is not what it is required for what was required, for the homework. Yeah, it's right, but that's not what was required for the homework, and that's not what is required for this model, right? And for this activity, for this activities week. We have to, if we talk about nouns, yeah, it's okay. I love spiders. I hate spiders. I love onions. I hate onions. But if it's a verb, I love eating. I love swimming. I hate swimming. I hate eating. I love walking. I dislike walking. Okay? Always with the ing ending. And well, there are three forms: like in every structure in English. The first one, it is the affirmative, which is a noun or subject plus like plus the verb with ing or another noun. Okay. The negative form, it is the subject, the auxiliary do or does, not the verb in the simple form without to. We cannot use to, and the complement. For example, I do not like pizza. She does not love soda. I do not like swimming. She does not love eating, right? And the question, well, here we have some contractions. Do not turns into don't, does not turns into doesn't, and here's some examples. Now, let's go for the interrogative form. And as in all the interrogatives in English, the position of the verb or the verb to be or auxiliary changes. We start with the auxiliary plus subject plus verb plus complement and question mark. These questions like auxiliary, subject, verb, complement, question mark only give us yes, no answers. But if we want to know more in depth about the other people's likes or dislikes, we can use the WH questions, and here is the structure. What plus does, which is the auxiliary, or do. The WH question plus the auxiliary plus the subject, verb in simple form, complement, and question mark. And here the example says, what does she love? ¿Qué es lo que ella le gusta? La pizza, el carro, los carros, no sé, comprar ropa, whatever. Okay. Now, it says, en modo interrogativo se usa el verbo auxiliar antes del sujeto, like I already told you. And here we have some examples. Now, how are we going to answer? If it's a yes, no answer, yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, the other person do, whatever. Yes, subject do. No, subject don't. Yes, subject, he, she, or it does. No, subject, he, she, or it doesn't. Okay, and here's some examples. And this is all for likes and dislikes. Now, express a possibility with the modal verb can or can't. And this was something you get wrong on your homeworks. Okay, remember that we can use can or can't to express our abilities, something we can do. But here, this is an explanation more in depth. Says, la estructura básica de las oraciones con el verbo can. Vamos a aprender, preguntar y responder utilizando can or can't. Can o can't para indicar probabilidad o posibilidad. Can or can't para expresar habilidades. Can or can't para solicitar algo. Can or can't para solicitar o dar permiso. And let's start with this. La estructura básica de una oración afirmativa con el verbo can se construye de la siguiente manera: personal pronoun o sujeto, modal verb can y el verbo principal, por ejemplo aquí, play. I can play. Cuando es negativa, cannot or can't. Both are correct. And when is an interrogative form, empezamos con el verbo modal, can, plus subject, plus verb, plus complement. Can you ride a motorcycle? Can we ride a motorcycle? And that's it. Those are the structures. Now, in order to ask or answer, here we have some explanation. It says the affirmative question and answers are the following. For example, can she play baseball? Yes, she can. Can they drive a car? Yes, they can. The negative form, can Michael speak Russian? No, he can't. Can we fly? No, we can't. Okay? So, those are like we saw in here. For those questions, the question with can, we use those answers. Yes, subject can. No, subject cannot or can't. Okay? Now, to talk about the possibility or probability. Okay? And this is quite important. You can see the ocean, says, from our bedroom's window. Puedo ver el océano desde la ventana de mi recámara, cuarto. We can go to Spain in April because both of us have a week off from school. This can means poder in Spanish. Okay? Can or can't para expresar habilidades. And this is quite important because it is part of your actividad integradora from this week. Okay? Se utiliza el verbo can para hablar sobre habilidades, es decir, sobre lo que se sabe o se es capaz de hacer. Alison can speak French fluently. Observa y escucha los siguientes ejemplos, cómo se expresa la falta de cierta capacidad o habilidad. Para decir que tenemos una habilidad es can. Para decir que no la tenemos es can't or cannot. Y también se puede utilizar para preguntar si alguien tiene una actividad, comenzando con can, seguido del sujeto. Y bueno, ya saben, el complemento es lo que continúa. Ahora también se puede utilizar para hablar, solicitar algo. Can or can't in order to make a request. Okay? And for example, can you do me a favor? Yes, I can. Can you help me with my homework? No, I can't. And in order to give an order, can I smoke in this room? Or ask for permission? Can I go to the party? Remember, this verb can, it is used to talk about possibility, to an ability, to make a request, to ask for permission, or to give an order. El verbo can or can se utiliza para hablar de poder hacer algo, para hablar de una posibilidad, para pedir hacer una solicitud, pedir permiso o dar una orden inclusive. And that's it for the verb can and can't. Now, expressing hobbies and abilities. This is important because you have to talk about what you do. And remember, we use play in order to say that we jugamos, but in English it is always used to say that we can tocar un instrumento, we can play an instrument. Play se puede utilizar como jugar a la pelota, play sports, jugar algún deporte, o tocar algún instrumento, play an instrument. El verbo play se usa para hablar de deportes o instrumentos. Go, que literalmente se traduce como ir, se usa para los deportes que se realizan al aire libre. I go camping, Maria goes skateboarding. Yo voy de acampamento, María patina. ¿Ok? Recuerden, play, deportes, y también para instrumentos musicales. Go para deportes, bueno, o actividades que son al aire libre. Y el verbo do se traduce como hacer, se emplea para referirse a funciones desempeñadas o cuando se expresan actividades que no se especifican. Por ejemplo, hablar del yoga o de hacer gimnasio. Carolina does yoga in the morning. Ella hace yoga en la mañana. You do exercise in the gym twice a week. Tú haces ejercicio en el gimnasio 2 veces a la semana. Okay? So, those are the verbs used to express our hobbies. Play, go, and do. Last, we have, well, not last, almost. We have the greetings and farewells, like hello. Let's start. We have here a conversation. You can listen and practice. And then we have the greetings and farewells. Like good morning, good afternoon, good evening, nice to meet you. Goodbye, have a nice day. Okay. Here we have another dialogue, which is an informal one. And here we have greetings and farewells, but informals. Like hello, hi, how are you? What's happening? What's up? Bye, see you later, take care. Okay. And here we have some practice. You can do it in order to get more practice, and that's it. Now we have the demonstrative adjectives and pronouns, and you can read this. The demonstrative adjectives are the one used to talk about how close or far is something, and those are near, this, or this. Near, it is like aquí o cerca. This, este o esta. This, estos o estas. There or far, it is used to talk about something that is quite far. That and those. There or far se utilizan, bueno, there or far, that and those se utiliza para hablar de algo que está lejos. There or far es solamente decir allá o lejos. That, aquel, aquella, eso, esa. Those, aquellos, aquellas, esos, esas. And then we have the demonstrative pronouns o pronombres demostrativos. And well, those are the same, these, that, this, and those, but are used are used instead of the object of the sentence. For example, if we said this is my favorite, we already when we said this is my favorite, on the word this, we are saying what is our favorite. But if it's an adjective, a demonstrative adjective, we are saying that, for example, this film is my favorite. Con los pronombres this, that, this, and those, los pronombres demostrativos, no hay necesidad de especificar de qué estamos hablando, porque ese this, that, this, and those ya no lo está diciendo. En cambio, si los utilizamos como un adjetivo demostrativo, sí hay que especificar de qué hablamos. This film is my favorite. Aquí sí tenemos que especificar que esta película. That bird, esa ave. These children, esos niños. ¿Ok? Bueno, esto sería todo con respecto a los pronombres y adjetivos demostrativos. Demonstrative and demonstrative pronouns and adjectives. And then we have the question words. The words that we use to get more information from others. Here we have some examples. And then the question words, which is who, what, where, why, how, and when. Remember, we use who to ask for a person, what to talk about qué, cuál, o cuáles, and where to talk about to ask for a place, dónde or a dónde, why to get more information, a reason of something, por qué is the translation, how to know the way of something, how something happened, cómo sucedió algo, and when to talk about the time, cuándo is the translation. Okay, and now let's go back. Now we have the prepositions, and here we have some different types of prepositions. The first one are the prepositions of place, and the most used are in and at. Remember, in, it is used to talk about something that is inside something, on something that is on the surface, and at something at a very specific place. Okay, let's continue. Here we have some examples. On, like on the surface. Where's the computer? The computer is on the table. In, where are the pencils? The pencils are in the box. At, and se ocupa para hablar de lugares muy específicos. Where is David? David is at the bus stop. Next to, junto a o al lado de. Under, debajo de. In front of, delante de. Near, cerca de. Okay, and let's continue. Here we have some vocabulary on how to name name some places, and it's a conversation you can practice with. Now we have the instructions or the directions, and we have turn left, gira a la izquierda, turn right, go straight ahead, go past, cross. Those help us in order to talk about how to say how to get from one place to another. Okay, here's some examples. And well, here we have the prepositions of time, and the most used ones are at, on, in. Remember, we use at for a very specific moments in time. The class starts at 9 o'clock. At 9, it's on a specific moment in time. It is the hour. We use on for the days of the week and for some dates. For example, on Sundays, on Independence Day, on December 24th. And we use in to talk about in general, like for the months, years, and long periods of time. In the 1990s, in December, in the summer. And we use, and when we finish this, we will learn the prepositions of place, how to get from one place to another, and the prepositions of time, which are in, on, and at. Remember, the prepositions of place, in, on, and at, and the prepositions of time are used depending the translation. It is depending on the context. If we talk about the time, we use the prepositions for the prepositions of time, and if we want to talk about the places, we use the preposition. We translate these words like for the prepositions of place. And well, next we have expressing with regular verbs, and those are the present tense in English. We using another verbs rather than the verb to be. Okay. And well, the structure, it is the following: subject plus regular verb plus noun. For example, I like London. Me gusta Londres. Remember that when we talk about the third person, like he, she, and it, we have to add the s or es at the end of the verb. He likes, for example. If we said you like, it's okay. But if we talk about he, she, or it, we have to say likes. That's a rule. Now, the negative form of this regular form of the present, which is not with the verb to be, it is formed with the auxiliaries plus the negative particle not. The auxiliary don't or the auxiliary doesn't. It depends on the person. And the structures are the following: subject plus auxiliary, do not or don't, plus regular verb plus noun, or the subject plus the auxiliary verb plus regular verb plus verb ing plus complement. He doesn't like, and so on. John doesn't like working on Saturdays. Remember, after like, love, hate, we have to use the verb with the ing. Next, we have the question form, and we start with the auxiliary, then the subject, next the verb, and next the complement. Do you like vegetables? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Which are the answers. Okay. Here we have the full and the short answer. For example, for the question, did you really like watching horror movies? The full answer, it is yes, I like watching horror movies, and the short answer, yes, I like, or yes, I do, and so on per each subject. Here are the negative answers. And well, at the end of this resource, you will learn the affirmative, the negative, and the question form. Now let's go back to the model. And we have the learning forum. The learning forum, let me close this. The learning forum, as in all the this, we have some rules. Sorry for the delay. Sorry, what was my bad. And we have 3 questions, which are the following: how much did you improve learning English? What do you still have to develop? And why it's important to learn a second language? Recuerden que bueno, en los foros de aprendizaje tenemos 3 preguntas, hay que contestarlas, ya sea que las contesten cada una en un post separado o las 3 en el mismo post. Bueno, eso ya queda a consideración suya, pero hay que contestarlas. No hay que salirnos de lo que son estas 3 preguntas. Recuerden que los saludos y los buenos deseos son para el foro social. ¿Okay? Y bueno, seguido de esto tenemos el proyecto integrador My Personal Blog. Este proyecto integrador My Personal Blog, bueno, yo ya lo tengo abierto aquí. Déjenme, se los comparto. Permítanme nada más un segundo. Y bueno, lo voy a compartir. Bueno, aquí está, yo ya lo contesté. Ok, en my personal blog, vamos, bueno, antes de contestarlo, déjenme y les pongo la actividad para hablar de cómo se califica esta actividad. Ok, vamos a darle clic a my personal blog, la actividad integradora, que bueno, lo primero que hay que ver es cuál es el propósito que se necesita, que se tiene que entregar, cómo se va a realizar. Dando clic aquí, descargamos la plantilla, que es la que acaban de ver ahorita, que yo ya les compartí. ¿Cómo se evaluará? Bueno, con la rúbrica. La rúbrica está aquí, le damos clic y se descarga, también está aquí abajo. Recuerden que con base en la rúbrica es cómo se evalúan las actividades. Entonces, antes de entregar su actividad, revisen que en la rúbrica todo esté en experto. Y bueno, ahora sí, vamos a ver la actividad integradora de esta semana, que es, bueno, my personal blog. Yo ya lo contesté, les mencionaba. Yo lo había contestado para agilizar un poquito esto. Y bueno, tenemos entonces que, dice, imagina que vas a llenar los apartados de un blog turístico en el cual mencionas las principales actividades que pueden realizar las personas en tu ciudad. Tenemos 3 secciones, A, B y C. La primera sección es la sección A, que es hablar de generalidades sobre mí. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? ¿Qué edad tienes? ¿Cómo te ves? ¿Qué es lo que tú haces? ¿Cuál es tu estado civil? ¿Y con quién vives? ¿Cuál es tu miembro favorito de la familia? ¿De dónde eres? ¿Qué nacionalidad tienes? ¿Ok? En la sección B dice, responde a cada pregunta planteada para completar tu primera entrada. La primera entrada, first blog post. Vamos a contestar where do you live, de dónde vives, cómo es tu ciudad, qué lugares hay interesantes en tu ciudad, qué actividades puedes hacer, qué es lo que te gusta y qué es lo que no te gusta de tu ciudad y qué es lo que recomiendas hacer los fines de semana. En la parte C hay que redactar una reflexión de media cuartilla sobre la forma en que el aprendizaje del idioma inglés puede favorecer tu desarrollo personal, profesional y laboral. Bueno, esto ya es algo personal. Recuerden que es media cuartilla, no lo dejen de lado. Y bueno, es en español. Esto de acá arriba es en inglés. Ahora, la sección D se contesta grabando en el audio pregunta y respuesta de la sección B. Entonces, where do you live? How is your city? What places are there in your city? What activities can you do in your city? What do you like? What do you dislike? What do you do? Bueno, estas preguntas se leen junto con la respuesta y se graban en un Drive. Bueno, se graban, se suben a Drive y se comparte el link aquí en esta sección. Estén seguros de que viene el link, porque muchas tareas que me enviaron esta semana no traían el link. Entonces nada más asegúrense de que sí viene y ya mándelo. ¿Okay? Cualquier duda, como quiera, voy a dejar el video tutorial de cómo realizar esta actividad, el foro de aprendizaje y el foro integrador en el foro de novedades para que lo revisen. Regresando a la parte del módulo 6. Bueno, vamos a continuar con lo que es el foro de integración. En el foro de integración, aquí está. En el foro de integración, pues recuerden que son 4 aportaciones. Aquí yo dejé una, déjenme nada más, hago más pequeña. Aquí está, aquí yo ya dejé una guía. La primera aportación es una presentación de ti mismo. La segunda, tienes que comentarle 5 preguntas a un compañero. La tercera aportación es responder esas preguntas que te hayan comentado. Y la cuarta es presentar a uno de tus compañeros. ¿Ok? Y bueno, bueno, por ejemplo, no tuvieron, nadie les preguntó, nadie les hizo preguntas. Bueno, el día viernes voy a estar subiendo unas preguntas para todos aquellos que no tuvieron participación de sus compañeros y que bueno puedan responder estas preguntas y tengan los puntos de esas participaciones. ¿Okay? Y pues bueno, esto sería todo con respecto a esta semana. Bueno, obviamente, no olviden hacer sus actividades, actividades formativas y su autoevaluación. Y ahora sí, esto sí sería prácticamente todo con respecto a el foro de aprendizaje a la semana 4 de su módulo 6. Preguntas, comentarios, bueno, es momento de hacerlos. Me pueden escribir alguna pregunta, algún comentario en el chat y con gusto lo resolvemos. Bueno, si no hay ninguna pregunta, por el momento es correcto, no está bien. Me pueden hacer las preguntas que lleguen a surgir por medio de los mensajes en la plataforma y con gusto les contesto. ¿Ok? Y pues bueno, nos vemos. Nos vemos en Muchas gracias, Verónica. Nos vemos en en las evaluaciones. Bueno, ahí les estaré comentando qué puntos, qué áreas de oportunidad tienen, o si no hay ningún área de oportunidad porque todo está muy bien, pues también se los estaré comentando. Me dio mucho gusto trabajar con ustedes y pues quedamos pendientes con esas evaluaciones. Espero que a todos les vaya muy bien y hasta luego, chicos.